Two more here for you, Coach. Who are some other kids that you have an eye on or maybe stood out during fall camp that you're saying to yourself, hey, they could really have a big season?
You know, we just, with that big group of seniors, we just have a lot of, good guys that are, kind of all over the place too. We got a lineman, we've got, Lincoln Reburn, wide receiver. He had a great off season, looking to be, he was our number one wide receiver last year. He's back this year for us. Cooper Palmer coming up. He's going to be right up there with them wide receivers, and he's a DB too. Just a ton of leadership on that team this year. Line-wise, you look at Michael Severson, Mason Knock, Diego. Them guys kind of carried us through the trenches last year, and we kind of look for them to do it again this year. So,
last one here before we get you out of here. What would you say is your biggest keys to come out with the victory here tonight versus Roncalli? I was going to mention, it seems like these games are won in the trenches between you guys.
Yeah, for sure. The last couple of years, your line wins you the football games, and that's one thing. We've always, we kind of pride ourselves on our line, and really the one thing that we've improved or worked on improving the most over the last couple of years is just line play. Being aggressive off the ball, playing stout defense, run the ball, putting the pressure on them a little bit. And like last year, we come away with a safety in the second quarter, and in the second half of the ball game, nobody scores. We end up 2-0. So we're going to put a little pressure on the offense this year. To kind of get a little bit more offense rolling, but at the end of the day, it's tough to do early season, and you're kind of trying to find some positions and get some new guys coached up, but that's kind of the push we're looking to do here, is just kind of get that offense rolling a little bit more, and play tough defense, play hard-nosed defense, put the pressure on them, and hopefully the ball rolls our favor.
David Severson, head coach of Clark Willow Lake Cyclones, doing a great job, and good luck out there tonight versus Roncalli.
All right. Thank you, Matt.
Big thanks to head coach David Severson joining us on the Cavaliers Countdown pregame show, Pheasant Country 103. Bottom line about this Clark Willow Lake Cyclones squad. They're experienced with the 12 seniors, and they learned how to win, this group especially. They were 3-5 when they were sophomores, and they got a lot of three-year starters on this team coming into this year. 3-5 2 years ago, 7-3 with a playoff victory last year. So the expectation is to get back into the same position you were last year and try to advance farther. So this is a dangerous Cyclones team. Coming up next on the Cavaliers Countdown pregame show, we're joined by your Cavaliers head coach, Billy Young, getting ready for some high school football at Dakota Bank Stadium on Pheasant Country 103.
If you're dealing with back or neck pain, there is help. Orthopedic Physical Therapy Center specializes in relief of acute or chronic back and neck pain. Physical therapists Lee Getz, Taylor Spellman, Erica Paff, Michaela Belfi, and Zach Hemrick, along with physical therapy assistant Eric Johnson, will work with you and your physician to develop a specialized plan to help you with your pain. They also provide sports therapy, rehab, balance therapy, aquatic therapy, and their warm water pool and more. Learn more. Search Orthopedic Physical Therapy Center online or give them a call at 725-9900. Orthopedic Physical Therapy Center at 6 North Roosevelt Street in Aberdeen.
Cavaliers Countdown pregame show continues on here on Pheasant Country 103. Aberdeen Roncalli welcomes in Clark Willow Lake to Dakota Bank Stadium week 0. We're joined by head coach Billy Young. It's the Blitz package with head coach Billy Young here on Pheasant Country 103. Coach, game day, how you feeling here today?
Good. We're excited to get started. We've been beating up on each other for the last couple of weeks, so it'll be nice to get another team out here and kind of find out what we're all about.
And, Coach, we talked to you on the Sports Hub a couple weeks ago. You had a couple camps with some other opposition, and summer camp, it can be grueling from time to time, right, just with the heat and the conditions. How did you guys come out of summer camp, and how did that go there for you?
It went good. We were able to go down to Dakota State down in Madison, and we got to play some good teams, some from South Dakota, some from Minnesota, and it showed what we're good at, and it also showed what we needed to work on and improve and change going into the first game. That was the first team camp we had been to in a couple of years, so it was nice to get back out there. And, the last 2 years you went into it blind because you didn't really get to see any competition until the first game. So it was good from that standpoint. We came out healthy, so that's always another positive when you go to those things. You don't hope somebody doesn't roll an ankle or pull something that lingers and goes into the season. So that wasn't the case. So all in all, it was very positive.
And last year, Coach, you had a tremendous season. You lost 3 games by a combined 9 points last year. I mean, how do you think you can build off of last year? Obviously, that was maybe a little bit more of an experienced team. From year to year, you're graduating seniors, but how do you think you can build off of that season a year ago?
Yeah, I think that, we try to preach culture and passing that down, and hopefully those seniors that left last year left something behind for our younger guys to build on and learn from. So, the faces change, but the scheme stays the same, and these guys have kind of came up through the system and know what they're supposed to do. So, when the lights come on, we're hopeful that they'll get out there and perform. And, you don't know. It has been when we've played Clark 3 of the last 4 years, throughout 2022 when we won 27-0, and in 2021 it was 21-19, and then 2023 we won 7-2, and then last year we lost 2-0. So, it's always a dogfight with those guys. They're a physical football team. We know when they come to town, they're going to bring their A game.
It's the Blitz Package here with Bill Young on the Cavaliers Countdown pregame show, Fezzi Country 103. And, Coach, you're a defensive guy, and you're looking forward to seeing how this defense performs in Week 0. Was reading an article earlier today, and this is a group that you're pretty fired up about.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like athletically we're in a really good spot. We got some good speed, especially at linebacker. Smaller defensive line, but I think quicker maybe than last year. So we're hoping that translates into pressure on the quarterback and things like that. So, but yeah, we're always excited about defense. We preach that around here. And when you walk into our locker room, the first thing you're going to see is hanging on the bulletin board is going all the way back to 1965, every shutout in school history. So when our guys walk in the locker room every day, they know that they're going out there with that in mind, and you're not going to get a shutout every week, but you want to have that mindset.
Offensively, new quarterback this year, Austin Fisher, going to be moving to starting quarterback after a successful season on the JV squad a season ago. How was his camp, and what's kind of your expectations for the new QB 2025?
Yeah, he started at quarterback for us on JV, and I don't remember his record, but it was something like, 12-4, something like that over 2 years. He's grown, every day over the summer. He's worked and gotten better every day of camp. And even when you go back to fall to the team camp in mid-July, since then he's even gotten better. So he's picking up the system really well. And there's going to be an adjustment period with a new quarterback. There's just no way around it, because the speed of the game on Friday nights is so much different than it is in a JV game. And the sooner he can adjust to that, the better. But I feel very confident he's going to be able to do that.
Offensive line, Coach, you feeling good about that? It seems to me that the game's won or lost at the line of scrimmage. How do you feel about that O-line and D-line?
I feel really good. Our offensive line was hit kind of hard by graduation. We lost 3 starters, but we returned Austin Smith at guard and Gabe Eichler, who is going to move from center to tackle. Gabe will be a 3-year starter for us, and Austin will be his 2nd year. So we'll kind of build around those 2 guys, and I feel good about the other guys we filled in. A couple of those actually did start a couple of games last year because of injury, so they do have some varsity experience. And a lot of those same faces will be the guys on the defensive line too, so it's kind of the same story there.
Looking at your schedule, Coach, only 3 home games this year, with the Sisseton not having a team this year, so you don't have that week 2 bye that you had in maybe previous years. So it's kind of just one game after another until the bye week at the end of the season. What kind of challenges does that pose to your squad here in 25, you think?
It's frustrating how all that unfolded, but we got to play the cards that were dealt. So I guess when you get to the end of the season, if you're in the playoffs, that could be the silver lining there. You get a break going into the playoffs, but it is going to be grueling having to play, 5 or 8 games on the road and with no break. So, but we can't complain about it. That's the situation we've been handed, and we just got to respond to it. And, at this point, we're just glad we were able to pick up an 8th game, that Chamberlain was willing to add a game to their schedule so we could do that. So certainly grateful to them, and we'll respond to it and do the best we can.
Two more here for you, Coach. Has there been somebody that's really stood out to you in fall camp that maybe you said, hey, you've really put in the time in the offseason and it's really showing here to start the season?
Yeah, actually a couple of guys. Luke Kaiser would be one that comes to mind, who did start for us at cornerback last year and actually played quite a bit as a freshman too. He's really worked hard, physically made himself a lot stronger and faster. So we're expecting big things from him, and he'll play a significant role on the offensive side. And then Brooks Jett is another one who has done really good. He's a big, tall target at tight end, and most people know him from basketball, but he's also a very good football player and has played some for us last year and kind of tweaked his back and didn't play quite as much down the stretch, but we're expecting big things from him as well.
And, Coach, last one for you. You're probably going to get used to this question because I ask it at the end each week. But what is your keys to victory against this Clark-Willow Lake team that's pretty experienced? They got 12 seniors on their roster. What's your biggest key to come out with a victory here tonight?
I think the single biggest thing is to win the turnover battle. And you'll probably get the same answer from me every week, but that always seems to be the biggest thing is whoever wins the turnover battle. And then I guess to maybe add to that a little bit in these early games, it is minimizing those mental mistakes like procedure penalties, having too many guys on the field, false starts, the things that always seem to come out in the first game jitters or whatever. So we got to survive the first couple of drives and not have that stuff. That's what dug us in the early hole last year. And so we need to avoid that and give ourselves a chance.
The Blitz package with Billy Young here on the Cavaliers Countdown pregame show, Fessy Country 103. Coach, thanks a lot for doing this, and good luck out there tonight.
Okay, we'll see you after the game.
Big thanks to Coach Young joining us on the Cavaliers Countdown pregame show. This is a team that's coming off a great year in 2024. They went 6-3, hosted a playoff game at Dakota Bank Stadium, and a lot to build off of after a great year last year. And Coach Young said it best. I like what he said. Faces change, but the scheme stays the same. The countdown to kickoff continues here on Fessy Country 103. It's Aberdeen Roncalli, and Clark-Willow Lake will have keys to the game, plus starting lineups on the way.
At Dakota Bank, they're more than just a bank. They're your neighbors. From everyday banking to home mortgages, insurance, and trust services, they're there for every step of your financial journey. They believe in doing what's right for you because they live here, work here, and care about our communities. Just like you. Go with confidence, go with trust, go with Dakota Bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Insurance and investment products are not FDIC insured, may lose value, and have no bank guarantee.
For all your residential, commercial, and industrial dumpster needs, choose A1 Sanitation and Recycling. They're locally and family-owned and operated. They offer hassle-free pickups in Aberdeen and the surrounding communities. A1 also has roll-off dumpsters that come in many sizes. No more trash piling up around your business or home when you call A1 Sanitation and Recycling at 226-2971. Experience the A1 difference today. And remember,
Evening features the visiting Clark-Willow Lake Cyclones. The visitors on the street corner urban market. Evening features the visiting Clark-Willow Lake Cyclones. The visitors on the street corner urban market scoreboard. And the home team, the Aberdeen Roncalli Cavaliers. This is the Primrose Hub City Radio Sports Network, Fessy Country 103. We welcome you inside the HKG Architecture Broadcasting booth. You bring the vision. We bring it to life. I'm Matt McClure. This is the Cavaliers Countdown pregame show presented by our friends at State Farm agent Linda Shop. Linda provides life, home, and auto insurance to the Aberdeen region. Call State Farm agent Linda Shop today, 605-262-1230. That phone number, once again, is 605-262-1230. We'll get to our starting lineups, courtesy of Erickson Insurance Agency, plus the Aberdeen Chrysler Center Drive recaps in just a little bit. But first and foremost, want to welcome on here to the Cavaliers Countdown pregame show a voice that you know very well. He's been the voice of the Cavaliers since 2003. Scott Solberg joining us here at the HKG Architecture Broadcasting booth. And Scott, appreciate you taking some time to join us here this evening. And you're going to be you're going to be celebrated here at halftime.
I guess. I don't know. I'm just going to show up.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to that, and just kind of wanted to, talk to you a little bit here on the pregame show. You've seen a lot of football. You've seen a lot of Cavaliers sports throughout your day. I mean, the voice of the team since 2003, pretty special.
It is, and hard to believe, but things change, and on we go, and you're going to kill it. So, yeah, off to a good start, and I think, you're going to have an interesting game here tonight. Clark Willow Lake, so solid defensively the past few years. We'll see what Roncalli's new look offense has this year with a lot of new personnel out there, but some key guys I know they're going to lean on here early on.
For sure, and you talked about this Clark Willow Lake team. They got 12 seniors on this team, and we were talking a little bit before we came on the air. It's a little bit younger squad for Coach Billy Young and this Aberdeen Roncalli team, but he said on the pregame show, and like you said, you've been a part of this for many, many years. I mean, defense is kind of the calling card for Aberdeen Roncalli. Is that fair?
It totally is. I mean, that'll start a lot, and Dan Gallagher does a great job with that defensive unit, and he has them ready to go. Billy's on top of it, and they work well together as a team. These kids are always put in the right position going into a football game. These guys do their homework, and again, first game of the year, it's kind of hard because you think you know what you got, but then when you get it out there, you kind of have to see where it all falls in.
For sure, and I was looking at your background a little bit, Scott, talking a little bit about your career a little bit on the play-by-play side of things. Over 2,000 games.
I don't know who did the math. I don't know what the number is.
Yeah, over 2,000 games, and you've been doing this here since the early 2000s. When you were the voice of the team, I was 6 years old.
Yeah.
So, long time. Do you have any favorite memories? I know you called a couple state championship games and girls basketball and football. I know we talked about this on the hub a little bit, but,
yeah.
What will you remember?
Oh, it's kind of a blur, honestly, but you think of different memories at different times, if that makes sense. Yeah, I was, we have a game saved on our computer at home where it wasn't a Roncalli game, but I got to call a state championship game, Langford and White River, when Louis Krugman scored 45. Totally forgot about that, but it's like, oh yeah, I got to remember that one too. So, there's just so many. I've been really blessed.
Yeah, for sure. And Scott he's going to be celebrated here at halftime for all his great efforts and work throughout the years here at Aberdeen Roncalli. Scott, anything else from you here before we get the football action here?
Yeah, I don't know where to sit. I'm going to have to go find a seat and see if I know anybody, and it's going to be weird. But, no, looking forward to it. Best of luck to you. I'll come up after halftime, and we can chit-chat a little bit more if you want.
Yeah, sounds good. Scott Solberg here on the Cavaliers Countdown pregame show, Primrose Hub City Radio Sports Network. Looks like they're about to get underway with national anthem and starters here. We're going to step aside. We'll be back in 2 minutes here on the Primrose Hub City Radio Sports Network.
Hi, this is Brady Haar, personal banker at American Bank and Trust in Aberdeen. At American Bank and Trust, we believe in giving back to the communities we serve. With your Spirit card, you can support your favorite local school like Aberdeen Roncalli just by making everyday purchases. A percentage of every transaction goes directly to the school district featured on your card. Visit any American Bank and Trust location to sign up and show your school spirit. You can make a difference with every swipe. At American Bank and Trust, 320 6th Avenue Southeast in Aberdeen. Member FDIC.
With over 20 years of experience, Cook Law Office has built a reputation for providing excellent customer service and superior legal services. So when you need a lawyer, call Cook Law Office. They offer legal services in a wide range of areas, including personal injury, family law, criminal defense, divorce, wills, estate planning, civil litigation, and more. Whatever you need, expect honest, professional service from Scott Cook. Call Cook Law Office today at 225-5891. That's 225-5891.
Early detection of hearing loss in children is essential for their development and success. At Schwab Audiology, we specialize in pediatric hearing assessments, providing a comfortable and friendly environment for kids. A simple hearing test can make a significant difference in your child's life. Don't wait for signs to appear. Take action today. Call Dr. Elizabeth Schwab or Dr. Hannah Williams at 725-4455 to schedule an appointment.
Inheritance, romance, and investment scams continue to plague South Dakotans with high dollar amount losses. They prey on vulnerable adults and swindle consumers out of their funds. Scammers befriend the victim, making it difficult for them to see the reality of what's happening. If you have a loved one susceptible to this type of scam, sit down and talk with them about these issues before it happens to them. If you or a loved one have been scammed in this manner, please reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Your care team lives in the same community you do, and that means something. The team at Avera St. Luke's Hospital will be here for you and your family through it all with the latest treatment options. You'll have access to providers in a variety of specialties, such as nephrology, pulmonology, orthopedics, urology, 24/7 heart care, and more. Specialized care is what we do. Compassionate is who we are. Go to avera.org/St. Luke's for more information.
Primrose Hub City Radio Sports Network in Pheasant Country 103. Pre-game show about wrapping up, courtesy of our friends at State Farm Agent Linda Shop. Linda provides life, home, and auto insurance to the Aberdeen region. Call State Farm Agent Linda Shop today, 605-262-1230. That phone number, once again, 605-262-1230. Also want to give big thanks to Scott Solberg joining us here on the Cavaliers Countdown. He's going to be honored at halftime for his efforts here at Aberdeen Roncalli. He's going to join us once again, I believe, by the third quarter or so here on the program. Let's take a look at our starting lineups. They're presented by Erickson Insurance Agency. Talk to Erickson Insurance Agency, what they can do for your home, farm, auto, crop, and livestock coverage. Give them a call, 397-4420, or visit erickssonagency.com. We'll start it out with the visitors on the Street Corner Urban Market scoreboard. And we'll start it out. And let's see here with the coin toss. Week 0 across the state of South Dakota. Another matchup across our family of Hub City radio stations. Ryan Martin has the play-by-play of Warner. They are taking on the likes of Castlewood there on KSDN, 930 AM and 102.1 FM. All the 9-man stuff here today, 9A, 9AA, 9B, plus 11B. Everybody else gets started next week with 11A and or 11A, AA, and AAA. Yeah, either that or. As both teams there at the 50-yard line for the